and sees that SpongeBob has a lot of quote-unquote new friends, Mr. Krabs kicks him out and apologizes for showing up uninvited. Mr. Krabs begs for money, but SpongeBob checks all his pockets and is out. Everyone abandoned him. Patrick has found another quote-unquote volleyball in a diamond mine. Gosh, these citizens are so unlikable. They do not have class. No, sir, they don't. How dare they steal money? For what they have done, they need to be severely punished. They need to be beaten up. That's what. Okay, we're finally in the top 40 range. Yay! Number 40 is Abrasive Side from 2010 Season 7. SpongeBob waited all night to be first in line, but a rude man begs to be first. As SpongeBob allows it, rude citizens cut in line. No wonder why they're so unlikable. They should die in a hole. When the bus arrives, Sandy begs for help. Then Mr. Krabs begs him to tell Pearl no about the shoes, even when it's his day off. Even his grandmother needs help crossing the street. To make him say no, he gets an abrasive side. A bunch of people needed help, but he told them to do everything themselves, which they should be. When SpongeBob's granny attempts to cross the street, all the cars fly out of nowhere. Plot hole. Mr. Krabs wants SpongeBob to work a 17-hour shift, but demands to be paid extra. Apparently, Squidward likes the new SpongeBob. Mr. Krabs kicks SpongeBob out for saying overtime, calling him a potty mouth. Sandy takes off the abrasive side, and then he goes to apologize to his grandma, only to see that she has an abrasive side. What a boring episode. Never watch this boring episode again. Now, the top 40 worst SpongeBob episodes has been passed. 6 episodes down, 39 more to go. Number 39 is Tunnel of Glove from Season 7, 2011, which was originally 38, but was not bad enough to stay at that spot. It was reconsidered for everything that occurred, replacing an episode that deserves to be even higher on the list. That'll be discussed when it's time. Pearl and her friends are at Glove World and want to go in the Tunnel of Glove. Her friends tease her that SpongeBob is her boyfriend. Patrick tells SpongeBob he'll catch up later. Pearl does not want to wait in line and must go with SpongeBob. The boring ride is lame to her, but SpongeBob does not stop yapping, annoying her. When the ride stops on the news, it says they're trapped, and it makes Patrick stop eating. He takes apart a machine that he thinks is SpongeBob. Not only that, he causes destruction, making the ride a thrill. The waves and the scary robots work because of him. After the ride ends, Pearl says that was fun. Her friends still think that SpongeBob's her boyfriend, but they are scared from something. Pearl makes it a payback. Patrick is eating and still thinks that the machine is SpongeBob. He asks, are you gonna finish that? That was a boring episode, but not as boring as a few others. Number 38 is The Special SpongeBob You're Fired. From late 2013, I think November. Season 9. SpongeBob makes a perfect Krabby Patty and then cleans up, but Mr. Krabs fires him over a nickel. Really? A nickel? Seriously? Just 5 cents? SpongeBob can't work for free because it's illegal. What's ironic is that Mr. Krabs loves SpongeBob like a son, or is he lying? We don't know. While Squidward must stay due to his age, SpongeBob is a big crybaby like he has at many times, including Funny Pants especially. Patrick pays a visit, saying unemployment is fun. First they bother Squidward, then they have a morning siesta. SpongeBob is too depressed to be unemployed, so Sandy tells him to get a job. SpongeBob goes to Weenie Hut, makes patties, gets fired. Pizza Pile fires him for making pizza patty. Taco Sombrero and Noodle Hut fire him for making patties, so he's been fired 5 times in a day. The snail po that he makes for Gary tastes so good even to Patrick. All the chefs want SpongeBob as their fry cook, attacking him. The killer patty saves the day and rescues him from the angry chefs because the Krusty Krab needs SpongeBob back desperately. It can't function without him, apparently. It was Squidward who rescued him. Good job, Squidward. There was a pay toilet at the end to get back that nickel. That episode was so futile. SpongeBob was fired over, a nickel? And hired back? What a waste of a special. That was not bad enough to rank high so it stays at this spot. It seems like all the specials were not as well written as they could have been. Some had potential but were poorly planned. This episode was relatable to Hello Bikini Bottom because Mr. Krabs buys the Krusty Krab at the end back. The title sounds interesting, but these episodes fail. It applied to all the specials. The only special that came close to being just alright was SpongeBob vs. the Big One from March 2009. Sorry about that. I don't care if everyone else hated it. It had some good parts to it, but too many problems. Back to the main countdown. Oh yeah, those restaurants from that one episode were so bland and boring. Okay, time for another 37. Sandcastles in the Sand from Season 6, 2009. I think March. SpongeBob and Patrick go to the beach, annoying everyone on their way, getting thrown out. They throw a frisbee and are told to do something less obnoxious due to their buffoonery. What do they do, one might ask? Well, they build sandcastles in the sand, but they take it to an extreme level before one would know it. From Patrick's sandcastle looking like nothing, it is destroyed by SpongeBob so we can start all over. In retaliation, Patrick destroys SpongeBob's creation. There is a line to end trouble with boundaries. Patrick's creation crosses the boundary, angering SpongeBob. To settle things the right way, SpongeBob attempts to restore peace with a treaty that Patrick signs without knowing what it is. But Patrick, of course, disobeys after promising to behave. From that point, it's an all-out war. The sandcastles are much bigger than normal. They learned a lesson from being carried away so far from reality that they're even flying and attacking each other. From all the damage that they caused, they must clean it all up, and they have a competition to see who will be done first. That episode was not too bad, but not as good as it could have been. This episode was really rushed to the point where it was really out of hand. It got out of hand pretty fast. It should have been a double episode or an hour special because war is not meant to be rushed. Look at all the wars in history. They took years. At first the sandcastles were normal, then impossible to make to us. Why don't they make sandcastles in other episodes? Number 36 is Patrick's Staycation from Season 8, 2011. Apparently, Patrick is so tired from waking up, eating, sleeping, waking up, eating, and sleeping for his whole life without a rest. That's vital. And you would die without doing any of that stuff. SpongeBob suggests him a vacation, but from being so unaffordable, they are kicked out of the travel agency. A vacation will not help Patrick's problem if he's tired of eating, waking up, and sleeping. Anyway, SpongeBob tells Patrick to go on a staycation. What happens next, one might ask? Well, that's the plot. So, SpongeBob transforms Patrick's home into a hotel, calling it the Star Rock Inn. It's actually a pretty cool name. He pretends to do all the roles of an employee of the hotel. He reserved a room for Patrick and takes all his bags. Ungrateful as he is, Patrick wants the room to be redesigned, but then changes his mind an hour later, wanting everything the way it was. Not funny. But when SpongeBob shows him the pool, Patrick asks, "Where's the diving board?" In just a little bathtub, Patrick drowns and freezes. How do you drown in a bathtub? And how do you freeze? After that, he is hungry. SpongeBob sets up a table, giving him a Krabby Patty. Out of nowhere, Mr. Krabs charges him not only for the Krabby Patty itself, but even a tip. Plot hole. What? Where did he come from? Patrick asks, "Where's the entertainment?" SpongeBob attempts to please him, but it's lame. In just a little amount of time, the Krabby Patty burns, and there's a good smell from Squidward's house. Just when Squidward's about to eat, Patrick barges in and eats all his soup, thinking Squidward's a waiter and this is a resort. No, it's not. He is told to get out and it's not a resort. SpongeBob gives Patrick a massage, but then Squidward requires him to give him a massage for 5 hours. By that time, he is exhausted and goes to bed, only to see that Patrick's sleeping and thinks SpongeBob's home is a resort. At the end, Mr. Krabs finds SpongeBob in his house and says goodnight. Patrick was so ungrateful in this episode that it made the list. He was so dumb to think that SpongeBob and Squidward's home's a resort. And didn't even appreciate his own friend helping him.